All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. So, it has been confirmed that Kevin Samuels has passed away. Okay? So, the first thing that happened, I told Lenore yesterday when it was rumored. I said, did you know that that Kevin Samuels passed away? And Lenore said, who is Kevin Samuels? She didn't even know who he was. So, I think the first thing before we talk about whether his message was
I had to do some research
of love or hate, we have to talk about who he was.
Yeah.
Who was he?
What was he?
So, before I tell you who he was, now you said you did a little bit of research, Lenore. Tell me who you think he was.
Well, I always hear the word controversial. Controversial. Okay. So I figured, okay, is it a good thing this guy died? Because let me hear what he says that's controversial. Okay. So I actually tuned in to 2 of his shows.
Okay, you watched the full show, or you just
watched majority of it to get an idea of what he was talking about in regards to the title. And then one of the titles was controversial.
Right.
Women give yourselves up or something. It was
right. Give up after 35. That was his big message.
Why, really?
But go ahead, keep going.
Or be used by your man or something.
Right, yeah.
It was something like that.
He said things about women being slapped. You could be slapped and all that stuff.
Said, let me hear this dude.
But what did you hear people talk about him? You said you went somewhere and you heard somebody discussing him or something.
No, I just saw another interview.
Okay.
With him talking. He was not on his show platform.
Okay.
So he was talking more real.
Yeah.
And the woman that was interviewing him, I appreciate her.
Okay.
Because she truly was making the comments.
Did it seem like they was having a discussion back and forth when he was listening to her? So he was listening to her.
He was giving explanations of what he meant by this, because she was trying to get him to understand that, in my own words, not to be do a blanket statement of every woman. Maybe he's doing it with the women that he has been interviewing or surveying. Right. She says, my circle of friends don't fit that category that you're putting them in.
Exactly.
So she had very valid
And what
points.
was his response to what she was saying?
Well, he was always justifying
of
who he was talking about. He was always making it sound like there are women.
But did he validate
like
what
that.
she said?
What do you mean?
Did he unvalidate what she said, or did he say that's what you're saying is not what I come across?
He was not necessarily validating what she said. He was trying to show that he is talking about people that fit his category, that fits that scenario. Right. And she was showing him that
there's people that don't.
There's people that don't, but understand, dude, that.
But what was his response to people that don't? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I'm just saying he would justify why he felt the way he did, the information.
But did he acknowledge that there's people who don't fit in that category?
Not really.
Okay, so he never acknowledged what she was saying.
Because what she said made sense. She said, a lot of times you'll talk to a woman and you ask her how many kids does she want. Right. At that time, she may say, I like to have 2 or 3.
Right. Or
they may have that first baby and go, hecky no.
Or what I found is, I don't care what you say, I care what you do.
Oh, okay.
People can always say something, and they different I watch what you do, not what you say. But wait a minute,
he
with
goes
Kevin,
a lot with what people say.
Kevin, who he was, was an expert. He was supposed to be a relationship expert.
And why was that?
And he had social media. He had a YouTube channel, YouTube following. Okay. This is for people who don't know who he was. You seeing his name everywhere. Okay. Put him in the mind of like a Joe Budden, even though Joe Budden's not a relationship expert. Okay. But Steve Harvey. Okay, Steve Harvey.
Well, Steve Harvey is a relationship expert.
I'm saying that's the same.
More than once.
Hold on, this guy's the same as Steve Harvey as far as a man giving a relationship expert. How is Steve Harvey a relationship expert? That's what I'm saying.
He only doing it on his relationships.
It's the same. He's saying his opinion on what constitutes a good relationship.
But this guy wasn't married.
Steve Harvey wasn't either. He's been
married 3 times.
Same as this guy. That's what I'm saying. So again,
I wouldn't use him as an example.
I'm using him as an example. It's the same thing.
This guy wasn't married. Did he not have kids?
Yes, he had kids. I'm saying it's the same.
Okay.
It's the same. It's a man who's giving his opinion on relationships, and he's telling you what you need to do in order to get a man or to keep a man. That's pretty much sums up what he did. okay? And he had it on his platform. He has a lot of followers, millions of followers, and he was on YouTube and other social medias, okay? So that's telling you who he is. So for those of you who keep saying, who is he, who was he, I don't know who this man is, that's who he was, okay? The closest person, like I said, is Steve Harvey or someone along those lines that has written books, and or that other guy, the one that's married and he was cheating or something, his wife, and they was talking. It's another guy that does that. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And his wife was sitting next to him, standing by him, and he was just destroyed in the media recently. Same thing. Yes, same one that married like Megan Good. Same thing. Franklin.
Advice givers. Their opinions.
Writes a book. You know, same thing. So, and he divorced Megan. You see what I'm saying? Same thing. So
you're saying consider the source.
Consider the source. And also, why does everybody get so mad when somebody says something and you don't agree with it? And you feel like because you don't agree with it
doesn't fit
or
you.
It doesn't pertain to you,
right?
That there's people that do fit it, and it may pertain to them. Are you being
the voice for everybody else that may be fit?
I'm being the voice for the man who listened to him, who followed Kevin, who felt like he was a voice for them, because they needed a voice. Because women, he said he would make comments like, y'all could do I Don't Want No Scrub, y'all could do all kind of songs, but when we do a song, I don't want no ugly woman, or I don't want no fat woman, or I don't want this, y'all get mad. But y'all can say y'all don't want no short man, I don't want no ugly man. So he was the voice for the man. The voice for the man. But he said when he was, I remember watching him a long time ago, when he would do videos to men, nobody watched him. When he started talking to women, that's when he blew up. Because women would watch him. He's like Howard Stern. Whether you love him or hate him, you watched him.
Right.
So women would watch him just so they can argue with him and get on his thing and argue, debate him, and different things like that. So the point that I think I'm trying to make is, whether you love them or hate them, number one, you should never be happy somebody's dead. Period.
Well, you asked me that question because you were saying, you think why people are happy or not happy or don't care that he died.
Yeah, I can see not caring, but you know what? For me,
you know, as a person of faith,
right,
you really don't want to feel that way by anybody, because even some people are wishing Trump dead, some people are wishing Putin dead,
right.
And these are not nice men, Putin's especially. So you think about, as a person of faith, you want them to be have faith. You want them to have your faith, and where they can live eternally as well. So I don't wish death on nobody. And if they die, you have to be respectful for his family, his kids.
They have family.
But I do understand. A part of me understood today when I listened to him on those few shows. I can understand why people say,
don't go soft, because they can't hear you.
I don't care.
Right.
Because that's a voice in the wind. He's gone now. His opinions, if he rattled the fence, if he shook up people, he's gone.
Right.
You don't hear that anymore.
Right.
Because he's not a positive person that's imparting into people and making people's lives change.
You could be a positive person and people can still be happy you gone.
Well, yeah.
The bottom line is, everybody's not
somebody that's positive that they wish they did, like Colin Powell.
Anybody could die. It was people happy Colin Powell died.
Well, yeah, they just mean
it doesn't matter.
That man didn't do nothing. He didn't hurt nobody.
It doesn't matter
unless you're a Democratic.
The point is, you could be the nicest person in the world, and it'll be some people still happy you dead.
You still have enemies, is what you
right.
You're haters.
No one is going to be liked by everybody.
He had a lot of haters, though.
But he had a lot of.
Why people took him so serious? Like that much power they give this man.
I know.
And his opinions.
I know.
Wow.
But my thing is, it's not about the message, and we'll talk a little bit about his message. It's how you deliver the message.
The deliverer.
It's the deliverer of the message. If you're not doing it in love, and that's the problem that I have with him.
Oh, really?
I have a problem with his delivery.
His motive for
it's your motive
sharing all this information, which he felt was correct or right.
Some of the things
he didn't care, did he?
Some of the things that he said, I believe Jesus Christ probably would have said similar, but he would have delivered it with love. He would not have.
What would be similar that Jesus Christ would have said?
Well, I'm thinking that, well, not the same thing. I'm not, not that.
When you talking about the different, you talking about the opposite of Satan. I mean, Jesus.
Jesus would never say once you're 35, you might as well forget it.
Y'all go
but
diggers. Y'all be going
okay, hold on. And I'm gonna say something controversial. I always say stuff controversial.
Okay.
Y'all, people gonna hate me when I die. I already know that.
Oh, stop.
I'm the controversial person too. I'm probably just as controversial as him, if not even more.
But you don't have that same
I just don't have the same
behind
spirit
it.
behind it. So people don't take me the same way. And he also wasn't funny.
No,
I don't think
that's very critical.
Comedians, we get away with a lot more because we say it. We
He
can
was
say
like
the,
shaming. He was a shaming
we can
person.
say the same thing, but do it in humor.
I mean, even though I did listen to some stuff he said, and he's right.
Okay.
There are a number of women out there who are having the wrong motives when they're going after a man, when they want a man, or something. But he was like shaming them.
Or be realistic.
What do you mean?
Everybody wants that guy that everybody wants, right?
What do you mean? Like going after the guy that
either
popular
money,
or whatever. Okay.
Good looking,
he's the checklist on everything.
Funny,
he hits every
sense of
check.
humor.
Yes, okay.
Good guy,
man of faith.
Man of faith. Don't cheat.
Which a lot of them are
don't
too.
do nothing. He's just a good guy.
Okay.
Let's say for the sake of argument, we assume Russell Wilson. What's his name? Russell that Sierra's married to. Yeah. Put him in that category as a top. Everybody want a Russell.
Right.
But everybody ain't Sierra.
Right.
That's kind of what Kevin was saying.
You know what? That wasn't all that he was saying.
Hold on. Everybody relax. Everybody calm down.
Okay, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, that's kind of what he was saying.
That's one thing he was saying.
Be who you want. Be that.
Be attracted.
You want a man that's fit, shape, all that.
You be fit,
don't
shape.
come 300 pounds looking for Russell.
Okay.
Not saying you can't, because look,
he was
most of the dudes,
realistic, right?
I'm a heavy girl.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the dudes I've dated and whatever never dated a heavy girl in their life.
Right.
So I actually don't even like, and my sisters say I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah, you are.
I actually don't even like men who like heavy women.
How dare you?
Because I feel like you got some kind of fetish or something. You kind of, right? You're a chubby chaser. I don't want a chubby chaser. I don't want a man who likes big, and that's wrong, because how's that any different than somebody likes tall people?
Well,
or short, you see what I'm saying? You can find that attractive.
Their preference is only chubby.
So for me personally, I don't like guys that like big girls.
Okay.
And most of the time when I date somebody, they don't even date. They haven't even dated a big girl.
Do you feel that that's what?
So you can get it. It's not. It's rare. It's rare.
You're feeling like that's one of his main messaging is
yes.
that whatever man you want, or whatever kind of guy you want, whatever much money he is, or whatever, you need to be that magnet that attracts that kind of man.
Right.
So is he dogging out women who say they want all that and they're not even close to?
Kevin basically said the older you get, you should lower your standards.
Oh,
that's pretty much what he's saying.
Oh my.
The older
so
you
he
get,
don't talk to professional women,
especially if you can't have if you're getting older where you can't have children. In other words, what he would say is, and I don't agree with this, why would a successful man want a 30-something-year-old woman over 35 that can barely last years of her life having kids when he can get a 20-some-year-old right off the presses?
So he's big on the purpose of when a man wants a woman as a showcase, as a trophy. If you are that trophy.
The issue I have with Kevin is he puts things too general. And I feel like things need to be more one-on-one. And people can always say what they want, and they always do different.
Yeah.
I always said, I love dark men. I love dark men. I love dark men. Who did I marry?
You didn't marry a dark man.
I married a light-skinned man.
Yeah. That your preference was dark. But that's what that lady was saying when she had the interview with him. She said, you're talking to women that's just talking now. But when you meet somebody, you may take off things off your checklist that you may have told a man like him. So he's thinking every woman wants that with 7 kids, and they want a man this way and not that way. And so,
or he
may trying to tell
or
him
he
to be
could
realistic.
have met somebody, not anymore.
Oh well.
He could have met somebody over 35 that all the things he said he would never want.
Right. He actually.
And something about her made him go, okay, I changed. It's something about her.
It don't sound like he must have been hurt. He's never been. Dude
must have been hurt, and I don't know what.
He's talking out of hurt to me, and he's very critical.
It's how you deliver
and he
the
generalizes
message.
People. Everybody don't think and feel that way. That's what the news lady was saying to him.
But he did speak to. I liked him better when he spoke to men.
Okay.
Because I felt like he was more of a voice for men.
Okay.
And he's right.
And men who felt a certain way when women are coming at them.
Men that feel like they can't.
Or ignoring them.
Men always feel like they can't speak their minds.
Yeah, they need somebody to
they
be a voice
say
for them.
They can't have the same liberty that women have.
Okay.
Boo-hoo, cry me some tears. Cry me a river. I feel the same way when white people say they can't do jokes about black people. You see what I'm saying? The world is built around you. So if you can't always say what you want to say, that's what you go to the barbershop for. Go to the barbershop
and talk freely.
Talk freely. Do whatever you want.
You having problems with your girl? Yeah,
but
man.
if you think for 1 second
yeah.
you're going to come home and talk to a woman the way you talk to men at the barbershop and think she's still going to love you unconditionally the way that, that the juice on your eyeballs, you're not. And he's big on talking about, oh, back in the day, your grandfather, your grandmother. Do you realize your grandmother and them?
No.
Actually, a lot of them never really loved their husbands.
But you know what?
I'm just being real. They tolerated them.
The one thing I did notice that he did speak on the one show that I watched was he always said that some people, when they talk about the relationships like their grandmother back in the day, he was saying how the grandmothers, they knew their husband was stepping out. They knew it. And they didn't really pull it, in his face. And he was saying, as far as that's a good thing.
How is that good?
And I'm trying to figure out.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he gives you in one of the shows, he says, "Do you want to be like Coretta King and them knowing that their husband stepped out, or like Will Smith and Jada?" He gave you those two choices.
Neither one.
And one woman
how about a normal?
She said, "What? I don't want
Will or Jada, and I don't want Coretta and Martin.
He had no other options.
Is there a middle? Is there a gray area somewhere in there?
That's how he thought.
How about a relationship where if you feel like you got to step out, can we talk?
That's what the news lady was saying.
Can we have a conversation? What am I not doing for you that you need? We're in a relationship. A relationship is give and take. I don't like people who say, there's one road, that's it. You get married. Right. This is what works. I told y'all in the previous one, if your husband stay home and you work and you okay with it,
for you.
That works for you. Some women can't stay home.
Right.
My mother cannot stay home at all. Even if my father said you can stay home, my mom was not a stay-home woman.
He gave an example of a woman when the lady gave her example of kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah.
He gave an example of a woman working with and she makes $50,000 as a teacher.
Okay.
Her husband is working like a blue collar job and he makes $50,000. They both come together, and then
this is
the question. The women he's been, I guess, being approached to saying, I don't want to continue working hard. If I'm marrying this man, I need more money so I can be.
But that's okay. Here's the thing: it's okay.
And he's dogging women out because the women that are coming to him are the women saying
but
that.
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
If a woman, if you're a woman and you work and you get up every day and you go to work and you marry a man who has money and you don't have to work.
No, he doesn't have money. She was saying as far as
she want him to work.
She's saying I won't marry him because I would have to work hard still because he don't make that
much. And my question is, or not my question, my thing is, what's wrong with that? If that's what you want. See, we got to stop putting people into generalizations. Yeah. But this is the part that I did agree with him.
Okay.
If you doing that and you not a Halle Berry.
Ooh. We know she had issues too.
Realistically, it's not going to happen.
You don't
look like Halle Berry.
You would give me an example.
And that's harsh to say.
We would talk
but
about,
it's the truth. If you look like Halle Berry, you can make that statement. I don't want to work no more. You go to work and I'll stay home.
You would give examples like cars.
It's like a car. Think of a man.
Ford Taurus, are you a Camry?
I say stuff
or
very.
Are you
hold
a
on.
BMW?
I say stuff very controversial on the other side, where men probably hate me and be glad if I drop dead.
Oh, stop.
Men are simple.
Oh, stop.
Very simple creatures, y'all.
Uh-huh.
Y'all make them so much more than what they are. They're very simple-minded. Most men, not all men.
So you doing what he does.
I'm doing what he does.
Don't do what he does.
Not all
put every
men.
man in the
You're
same.
absolutely right.
Please don't.
Not all men. But what I found is most of them are very simple.
They're not complex.
They're not
Some
complex.
though.
Some are.
And they have the right. They need the right person.
They need the right woman
be
to
with
fit
them.
that.
Yes,
But
yes.
I'm talking about just the guy, if you walk in the barbershop
Simple John
and they
Doe.
talking,
Simple John
most
Doe.
of them have the same head, getting the same haircut, same fade, and they go home the same Timberland shoes
Little
on,
bit on the beard
and
in
they
there.
pretty
Just
much
the
the
side
same,
of my
same
sideburns.
dude with a different shirt on. That's all they are. Now, every once in a while, you'll throw one in there that'll throw off the bunch.
Oh, wow.
But for the
Or
most
he's not
part,
the same kind of guy.
and they'll get rid of him. If he's in there talking, they'll be like, dude, get out of
Too
here.
much. You're talking too much.
I'm talking about the ones that fit the bill.
Right. They all gel together.
Very
The man
simple-minded.
club. They
The man club, the cigar guy. Simple mind, very simple.
Okay.
They see things just black and white.
Okay.
Most of them colorblind in real life anyway.
That's
They don't
gross.
see shades of gray and shades of lilac.
Okay.
And somebody, one of the dudes posted on Facebook, he put up lilac and lavender. He said, what the hell is the difference? And every woman, it's about 100 comments that said, those are two different colors.
Oh, God.
Lilac and lavender are
Oh,
two different
my
colors.
gosh.
And they literally tore him apart
But see,
because he didn't know the difference between lilac and lavender.
The guys that I've worked with in the past, they do because they're graphic designers.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So they're different.
But the average,
they knew the difference with lilac.
the average dude sitting in the barber chair getting a fade, you can walk in with a lavender shirt or lilac. He doesn't care.
Okay.
It looks the same to him.
Okay.
Women look at that. They look at the difference, the nuances.
So
and,
where you what's the
So
point?
where I'm going with this
Please
is
get there.
they're very simple mind.
Okay.
Women stop making them complex.
Uh-huh.
This man said all of this, Kevin,
Uh-huh.
show 2 million people. This, that, and the other.
He
This,
has a
that, and
lot
the
of
other.
followers,
I
doesn't he?
watched this man do an interview with Nicki Minaj, and he
Okay.
was humming.
Like a honeymoon. Really?
Now, you all that talking.
He didn't speak his mind then, huh?
You all that talking.
With Nicki Minaj.
When you get in front of Nicki Minaj, all of a sudden you quiet.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to.
And I
Very simple
And I
mind.
never see him with men like TDJ,
Oh, no.
Tony Evans.
No.
He would never be
No.
able to sit down with TDJ
He would.
and say half the mess he
He
says.
would, but he wouldn't talk. He'd be the guy in the room where T.D. Jason and them are speaking,
Right.
and he'll just be like, well, I think. And they'll be like, man,
Sit down.
whatever.
Sit down. Okay.
You ain't got do you got a relationship with God? Did you fall on your face
Apparently
before
not.
God this morning?
Apparently not,
Did
no.
you ask God to send you your wife?
He's a hurting man.
Okay,
though.
then,
He's
so,
a hurting man.
come
But
on.
see, it goes back to the question that you
But what
asked
I was
me
saying about
earlier.
them being simple
Uh-huh.
is they put women in categories. That's what you said, the car.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a BMW?
Mm-hmm.
Is she a
That
Porsche?
top of the line
Is she a
car?
truck?
Mhm.
Is she what
A
is
van?
she? If she's a 1950 Mustang or whatever,
Uh-huh.
But I got a
nice racing car.
I might have to put a little
fast.
elbow grease in her and fix her up.
Little red Corvette.
I might have to fix her up. But the value to me,
Yes.
with her being a 1950
Yes.
Mustang,
Ooh.
that's how some men I feel,
Uh-huh.
the ones I dated,
Uh-huh.
that never dated a big woman.
Oh.
She big, but I'm thinking if she was skinny.
She's valuable though.
She
I got a
cute.
code on her.
I'm looking at her face.
Okay.
She was about maybe 150 pounds smaller.
You always hear that. She's heavy, but she's cute.
They
Got a
probably
cute
looking
face.
at me like a
She got a cute
Mustang.
face.
Yeah, they looking at me like a 1965 or 50
I
Mustang.
don't know. I don't even know.
There's a
I don't know
value
what
there.
kind of car you would be.
But I gotta put some work on her.
Okay.
Okay. They're very simple, guys.
Well.
Very.
But then,
Are you okay if she never turns into that 1950 Mustang?
You're saying Kevin is like the way his show was is if you are a Ford Taurus. trying to get a man who likes those sports cars, or
right,
the Lamborghinis or all that.
He's not going to listen to you.
Give it up.
But when he got on the phone with Nicki Minaj, who's beautiful, and worth, I don't even, what, $40 million?
Yeah, and famous.
Was she on
his show?
She came on his, I believe. Really? It was Instagram, or I don't remember what it was.
He wasn't big talk then.
He wasn't big talk.
He wasn't critical man then.
And she was ready for it. You could tell. She was like, what am I? Rate me.
When she was on the Housewife of Potomac.
Rate me.
She was ready for those women.
She was ready. She was like, rate me. Where am I at, Kevin? Since you like rating women so much, rate me.
He didn't rate her, did he?
He rated her, but she gave her a high rating.
Oh, of course. Oh, see.
But who she married to?
Oh gosh, he's low.
She married to somebody who don't have no money. From the hood, just got out of prison.
Yes. He could have rated her differently because the way he was talking about her type and who she's with. So he's always be open with that type of example. But he didn't want to say nothing to her.
So to me,
he a punk.
I feel like
he talk a lot of mess.
Well, he did. He's no longer here.
That's right. He's gone.
So I guess my message is, whether you agree with him or not,
right.
Don't celebrate the man dying.
Yeah.
Just talk about something else. If somebody say Kevin died, just be like, okay, that's sad.
Did he have any kids?
God rest his soul.
I always ask, does he have children? Because that's a dad that's gone.
What do y'all want for lunch?
And that's
why, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's wrong.
Or if you love him.
My mom would say, was he saved? Was he a Christian?
My mother, that'd be the first thing she said.
Is he a Christian?
Well, apparently how he died.
Oh. Well,
he had a heart attack for what they said. Hopefully more news will come out.
Out of shape.
With a woman he met the night before.
Oh, one night stand.
And this is somebody who always talked about dying alone.
Oh.
Women, we gonna die alone.
Right.
Over 35.
Yeah.
He died alone. Because he's a woman, that ain't the woman that's significant to you.
Wow.
That ain't nobody that, you ain't even died with your mom or your relative. A heart attack. We don't know if he was making love or not. They don't know. Apparently he was on her. So we don't know what happened. Apparently his chest was hurt earlier. He didn't go to the doctor.
And then when you were to tell me that, even about your boy Howard Stern, as much as I don't really like Howard Stern.
But Howard has somebody who loves him.
Well, see, he has a family, of course.
And he has a wife that loves him.
But that point I'm making is that he has a lot of haters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. And would those haters be okay with him being dead?
Yes.
And see, that's sad.
But even if you have haters, what do you want your legacy to be?
Yeah.
Do you want people to talk about how you were controversial? You said things that maybe people would have listened to if you would have said it in love.
The way his delivery was
Your delivery was off. You could have, things you were saying, some of the stuff you were saying is right. But people didn't receive it because the way you were saying it. Or do you want your message to hit the most people that you can?
That's what that interview lady said. She said, as far as empowering people. You're not empowering them to change. Even if you feel like they're wretched and whatever, give them something to help impart in their lives.
He could have said, Kevin, most of the stuff Kevin said, he could have said the same thing, but his delivery and how he said it, and it was not backed, in my opinion, with love.
Okay.
You can say the same. You could go to a woman and say the same thing, but if you say it in love, she might receive it a little bit more. If you say, honey, listen, there's a man that you want in your life, right? And this man is fit. He got money. He do this. He do that. How about being the best you can? Are you eating right? Are you doing all of those things? So y'all can have that conversation together about eating right and being fit. Nah, he didn't talk like that.
But another thought did come to me, and I know a lot of people probably feeling this way that's listening to us. Hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people.
And then too, with reality shows and YouTube shows, a lot of the discussions that people are having, you don't know where it's coming from. What place is that coming from? Is he a hurt man?
He was a hurt man.
And is he doing it for ratings?
When I listen to
say
him,
things to get people mad too.
I don't think he was a shock jock. I don't think he was saying it for ratings.
Think it was from her?
I think it was her. I think you said it. I think if I had to sum up Kevin, it was hurt people.
Yeah.
Because I was hurt. He probably had women who didn't want him.
And took advantage of him.
And when he was growing up, I remember this one dude gave me a chain We was on the bus. We was young. And I remember I heard him. I said, don't nobody want this.
Oh, stop.
Get away from me.
You actually said something?
Yes, I was loud. I said, because kids was on the bus like, that's your boyfriend. I said, that's not my boyfriend. Take this chain.
Oh, you hurt his feelings. You don't.
And I didn't have to do that.
You didn't reject.
Now he
him
could have
like
grew
that.
up and been a guy who raped women or hate women.
And that was a seed you planted.
I planted a seed.
How many women did that to this Kevin
sorry.
guy?
The same, and men do the same thing to women.
Yeah, exactly. And she hurt, and she's
and
bitter.
she hurt. You came
and
up.
she may have a YouTube show where she's speaking critical
of men.
Every man is this.
Men are I hate men. Men. She won't never say I hate men. But you can tell by the backing of what she's saying.
She's angry with men.
She's angry with men.
Yeah.
Or it could be anything. I'm angry with white people.
Right.
It could be a show on blackness.
Right.
And just the way you deliver it and the way you
can
talk.
See you speaking from the heart.
You speaking for somebody. You ain't got no white friends, do you? White people don't like you, do they?
Right.
You must have had some hard times with some white people.
That's why some people tuned him out. They didn't listen to him.
And you could be saying everything.
That's
some
correct.
of the things that you say could be correct.
Correct. And the way you word it, and it can even be like
it's
harmful.
the way you say it. It's
wow.
the spirit
it's the
in which you
it's
say
coming
it.
From. Yeah.
So you know how we Christians, so we always got to say something about Jesus.
If you discern things,
it's the way
you want a person to change and not have that platform.
Jesus said things in love.
Oh my God, this man.
When they brought
when
they brought the prostitute, the cast whoever
the
without
sin
cast the first stone. But listen to what he told. He said, "Who heals without sin."
Cast the first stone. He said, "I knew you, and even the many men that she had, even the one you with now, is not your husband.
It's not even. And how do you even know her?
Wow.
If you ain't even in no circles
to know her that way,
to know a prostitute,
yes.
How you know she won?
Yeah,
that means you in the circle. I don't know. I didn't know who she came up to me. I don't run in her circle.
Okay.
I don't know her like that. How you know everything about her? They was reading her thing. She this. She this. She this.
Her, yeah.
And he's like, okay. First of all, how you know all that much about her? And then he who was without sin cast the first stone.
That's why I was hurt when I finally found out who he was.
But wait a minute. The last part of that. What did he tell her to do? He said, go and what?
It's clears yourself from the priest or something.
Sin
no more.
No more. Which means he recognized that what she was doing
was not good.
People keep forgetting that part of the story. When they want to talk about Jesus and about him being love and he who's without sin cast the first stone, he still recognized that what she was doing was not right for her.
Right.
She was not living her best life.
Yes.
And because of the way
she was living beneath her
she was living beneath.
Yeah.
If Kevin would have delivered his message the same way that Jesus did,
but we made that decision. We made that we gave the understanding that he couldn't.
He couldn't.
There was no way
he could.
You can't deliver like Jesus if you don't have him in your heart and you've living for him.
And I'm not judging. I don't know his relationship with God.
He's a hurting man.
Right. All I know is you know them by their fruit.
Right.
I don't know whether he was saved or whether he wasn't saved. All I know is what you say and what comes out of your mouth.
Come out. Yes.
And if what comes out of your mouth is hurt, then I know that you did not talk to Jesus before you delivered that message.
Right. That's true.
So, and it doesn't have anything to do with you being truthful and saying the truth. Because you can say the truth and people still gonna hate you. They hated Jesus.
They say the truth in love.
They killed him. So, obviously saying the truth.
After him.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that people not gonna hate you because you speak the truth.
Yeah.
But you will have delivered a more fatal punch to make people want to change their lives.
Yes.
Now, some people said they changed their lives listening to Kevin.
Really? Who said
There's
that?
a lot of people that listened to him and said they changed for the better, or they listened to what he said,
or to keep away from.
They changed certain behavior.
Okay.
So he did make somewhat of an impact on people's lives.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we can say that.
Okay.
We can say that. But to leave this earth the way he did, and to be controversial even in your death, I don't want to leave that type of legacy.
No.
So that's why I titled this was it a message of love or a message of hate? I want people to remember me, even if I'm controversial, because I'm controversial.
You may have haters.
I'm always gonna have haters, but I want people to know that what I say, it comes from a place.
Seed, you watered.
It comes from a place of love.
It should.
Because I want people that listen. If you listen to what I'm saying, if you're watching our show,
you're learning from
I want
it.
you to laugh. I want you to learn something.
Yeah.
I want you to feel a little bit better. I don't want you to feel worse listening to me than you did when you first started listening to me.
That's true. That's true.
You come on having a bad day, you listen to me, you feel worse.
Oh, Kim just talked about people that what I just did. Oh, man.
And then, God forbid, I pass away tonight or whatever.
Well, that's why I said
and this is my last message.
That's why I said be careful how you don't categorize when you said about
Well, that's
men.
why you're here. You're here for that.
Don't be saying men are simple. And
but
stuff.
That's why it's the Woods Report.
But some men are listening to this going, Kim.
But that's why it's the Woods Report.
Okay.
You soften me.
That's not planting the seed.
It's if we
all men are simple.
If we was we're sisters, but if we was married, you would be that spouse.
Okay, honey, watch your words.
You would, yeah.
Or they'll pull them. They'll kind of tug them, pull them away because they know their husband get ready to punch somebody.
They know they got a husband, even a pastor, and having the pastor's wife next. If she's a good pastor's wife,
yes,
all right, honey. The tone. Hold on, you're a little angry. I know you. Last night we was arguing. So you preaching about women today has everything to do with that argument we had last night.
Exactly.
You're not even coming from a place of love. You coming from a place, I did something to you last night, and now you preaching about how women don't listen to their men.
Exactly.
Whereas you can say the same message about women not listening, but it could have came from a place of love. But the way you preaching it, coming from last night's argument.
You angry.
You angry. So that's what we're saying.
Okay.
Kevin had some of the stuff he said was right. Some of the stuff he said was accurate. In my opinion,
the way he said it,
it didn't come from a place of love.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
So if it doesn't come from a place of love, it's not gonna hit the same way.
A lot of people are speaking on these shows without not coming from a place with love.
A lot of people don't care.
And the sad thing, a lot of people just don't care. They don't care about what they say to you and what they're saying to you. They want followers. They want to impart into people their ideals, their opinions, whether it hurts them or not.
And I do have my opinion. Like I said, most men are simple mind. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. And it may not be true. It may not be true.
It's the way you're saying it, I think.
It's the way I'm saying it.
They're not simple-minded. We try to, I guess you're trying to say don't make them complex. There's some men are not complex. You can easily figure it out.
They're not
how they think.
Eat, sleep.
That's not.
They want a place to eat.
Caveman.
It's kind of cave. I almost think caveman. I don't even think y'all that far removed from caveman, honestly.
You always hear the difference between a man and a boy is the price of his toy.
Yeah. And then you find not all men, but you don't approach
expensive toys.
The problem that I had with Kevin is the same way with the women. You don't approach every man like that.
Right.
I don't approach.
He made a blanket
I don't approach every man with you're a simple mind.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't though.
Yeah, okay.
But
you didn't do your ex-husband like that.
No.
See, okay.
Well, he was simple minded.
No, he wasn't. That's wrong.
No, the person I'm with now is not a simple mind.
Oh God, no. Oh my God,
no.
That's what I'm saying. Be careful.
The person I'm with now,
I said think about.
He's not like an average man.
But think about that type of man when you make that comment.
But there are some things about him that's simple though.
But I'm just saying the way you saying.
I know what you're saying.
It's not simple.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
But that's Kevin. That's my take on him.
Okay.
I wanted to do a show because
I got to learn who he was. You called me about him dying, and I'm like, who?
She didn't even know who he was.
I don't know this man. Who this man?
And I just felt like I felt like it needed to be said. I felt like maybe people who are out there now who are creating content, or if you are the type of person, you're a pastor or a minister, or you're a woman or a man or whatever, black, white. You're a white person talking about social issues, or a black person talking about social issues. We even have that even here where we live. You can say something that's right, but it's who's delivering it.
So it's
if it doesn't come from a place of love, I don't care how many times you talk. And I'll say this: I don't care how many times you have rallies. I don't care how many times you get up on the microphone in front of at any city hall meeting or whatever. If it doesn't come from a place of love, people not gonna receive what you have to say.
That's a lot of people.
And you could be saying everything right. but nobody wants to listen to you.
But here, this can be controversial.
It has to come from love.
But you know what? That's our purpose, our motive. But there are people, it's not coming from a place of love, and they don't care.
And that's true. Sometimes I guess it don't. If
don't
you
matter.
delivering a fatal blow,
it don't matter.
It don't have to be love.
I don't love you. I don't care.
You're right. You're right.
And this is what you want to
You're
hear.
right. You're right.
We're in a society now. Tell it like it is.
You're right.
I don't care what you think about me.
You're
I'm
right.
gonna tell you what I think about you.
You're right.
And don't care about you.
And also you have to understand too. And you're right. It's not always cut and dry because God may also use that.
Ooh.
Sometimes a message has to be delivered blunt and hard, and the person delivering it don't have no love behind it.
Right.
It's a death angel coming to chop off heads, and there is no love behind it. So you're absolutely correct. Yeah. Sometimes the message can come to you and it's meant to be hard, and God is using that person because there is no love tied to it. Ooh. So they relentless when they come in and chop your head off.
Oh, that's hard.
I don't want that type of message.
No, that's okay.
But sometimes it has to
tune them out.
But sometimes it has to come.
Thank God we can switch YouTube
But
stations.
sometimes it has to come now.
I know.
So
okay.
All right, y'all. So that was our take on Kevin Samuels. Did you have any other?
I probably won't listen no more to his shows.
Okay.
There'd be no reason for me to tune in to his old shows. I know he's gone now, but
right.
His messaging didn't fit me.
Right.
Yeah.
And will he be remembered? I don't know.
I will
that
remember
remains
him
to be
as
seen.
Controversial.
See, you want to be remembered.
Like you want
people
tombstone.
Yeah.
Controversial.
You want to be remembered. Like your message hit.
You want to be remembered nicely, but you got people like him and others, people like Trump. I don't think Trump cares either.
And that's the same thing too. Those people who are on there talking about people being mad or happy about Kevin dying, keep that same energy if somebody like Trump dies. I don't want to see y'all happy and excited that he died. Keep that same energy. Don't talk about anybody dying or Putin, being happy about
Putin,
it.
Even in Russia.
So
you got leaders like that.
I just want y'all to keep that same energy. Wow. It's always nice when it's the person that you like.
That's a hard one.
See,
that you expect if Putin passes away, people go,
yeah.
Ooh, should I be happy?
Right. So, all right, y'all. So that was our thing. A message of love or hate. Kevin, was it a message of love or hate? I believe somewhere in the middle. I think he was hurt, and I think hurt people so that the message was not received. Some of the stuff he said was accurate. Some of the stuff that he said was over the top, and I don't, and also some of the stuff like I do is generalizing, and you can't really do that because each person's relationship is different.
But it's like what you said with the song coming out, the Scrub, and how men would get mad at that song Scrub.
Yeah.
If you don't fit Scrub,
then he's not talking to me.
You.
Or the song, if they calling you a bitch in the song, I'm not a bitch, so he's not talking to me.
Yeah, have some.
What do I care? You got a song with that word in it. You ain't talking to me.
They talking about Scrub.
Chicken head. I'm not a chicken head. He's not talking to me in that song.
Exactly. So don't be insensitive.
Yeah, you sensitive maybe because
it's all men scrubs.
Well, maybe because you are a scrub. If you driving in the passenger side of your best friend's ride and there's a song coming on about a scrub, you get a little sensitive about that.
Hey, I ain't no scrub.
Hey, I had a car, but it's being fixed right now, so everybody relax and calm down.
And I'm in school now, working on my master's.
I'm trying to get ahead here. Don't call me a scrub. See, it hits home, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, all right.
That's true.
That's
true.
Okay. All right, y'all. So that was our take. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, guys. So that was another Woods Report. See you again. Oh, don't forget to subscribe.